So a couple weeks ago I had a wet dream, and the bizarre thing about wet dreams is how you go from euphoria to you're just shook. You're like, what the hell just happened? You're then you gotta wake up, you gotta assess the situation. It's like, okay, I was not having a threesome with two Asians, so that's a boxers are a mess. And on this particular day, I looked at the clock, I was like, I gotta be at work in 90 minutes. This is some kind of raw deal. And the dog's looking at me like, I wake up, the dog's like, is it time to go potty? About no, your dad just blew about 4 ounces of moon goo in his boxer briefs. So I gotta get changed, buddy, but about an hour, we'll take you out, we'll get you set up. And it was my 5th career wet dream. And the first one I had, you never forget your first. I was in the Bahamas on spring break. I was 18 years old. I was a late bloomer in the wet dream game. And I, for whatever reason in this dream, I was having intercourse with Pam Anderson, which was a big deal at the time. This is 2004, by the way. And I woke up, of course, and Phil Mickelson is standing over a putt to win the Masters for his first major. I'm like, you can't make this shit up. My buddy comes back in the room, he's like, dude, what happened? I heard you stop. I'm like, well, I had a wet dream and Phil Mickelson just won a major, and I'm not kidding about either thing. The other thing too, I always wondered why they call it a nocturnal emission. That sounds like something that the space program came up with, Like Lester Holt's gonna come on the end. Good evening, I'm Lester Holt. Tonight's top story comes to us from St. Clair Shores, Michigan, where a nocturnal emission has gone horribly wrong. I got a buddy, he might be here tonight, he might not. I don't know, either way, we'll be friends whether he's here or not. We meet up for a beer probably once a month. And he inevitably always asks the same question as soon as I sit down. What's new and exciting? And every time I'm driving to meet up with him, I just like, how am I gonna answer that? Because there's no, well, Joey, my cock hasn't grown since you last saw me. Still living in the same moderately priced condo. I signed up for national debt relief. That was pretty cool. Yeah, I'm about 5 years away from being a force to be reckoned with. My mom got her hip replaced. It went well. I mean, like, you want me to lie and tell you I won Powerball? You would have heard about that, buddy. But in all seriousness, there is something I'm looking forward to. On June 1st in Chicago at Soldier Field, I have not regular tickets, field tickets to see the one, the only, Taylor Swift. Yeah? Swifties? All right. And the hardest thing about that is that I have to downplay it. My friends are asking, what'd you get Lauren for Christmas? I said, well, I got her Taylor Swift tickets, taking one for the team. Relationships are all about compromise. It's just, it's more for her, but she'd do the same for me. It's a ruse. I haven't been this excited since I lost my virginity. She's gonna come on and be like, oh my God, Taylor! Oh my God, I'll stay out tonight! Like, I'm gonna just completely lose it. So, I mentioned earlier I have a dog. I actually have 3 pets. A dog, a rabbit, and a hedgehog. And I have a very unique relationship with all 3 of them. The dog and I get along great. However, he judges me for smoking my THC oil pen every now and again. Yep. I was in my little office room, and the door was open a crack the other day, and he comes in just as I'm exhaling, and he kind of said, Steve, it's never too late to change the path you're going down, buddy. And I'm like, buddy, you just pissed and shit all over the downstairs. You're in no position to pass judgment on me. The rabbit and I, we're okay, but we just don't have a lot in common. I'll come in after a long day. What happened on Wall Street, Beans? It's like, hey, buddy, no one gives a shit about your 6 shares of Microsoft. 3 things, you fucking gump. You keep this cage clean, you keep fresh greens in here, and you keep that water full, and we won't have any problems. Yes, sir. Jeez. And the hedgehog is something that came into my life via my girlfriend. She had it before. He's the stepson I never wanted. The other day I went into his room and Harry, have you thought about getting a summer job? Not getting a summer job, Dad. Why don't you get a summer job? Harry, I have a full-time job that puts a roof over your head. Oh, what an amazing roof it is. Yeah, sweet. I already told you, Dad, I'm touring with the band this summer. Well, how much is that going to cost me? You have to spend money to make money. Even you should know that. Get out of my fucking room. Pleasure as always, Harry. So the last time I was flying, two things happened. One of them was really cool, one of them was really annoying. As far as the annoying part, I can't stand the tarmac business guy. And you know who I'm talking about. He's having the conversation on his cell phone, and he just has to act like it's so important. Hey, this is Ed McIntosh from Synergy Systems. Just wanted to see if you had a chance to go over those slides from earlier. You know, it was great catching up with. And then there's another guy across the aisle. He's like, well, I can't let this guy one-up me, so I have to make a really loud, obnoxious phone call now. Hey, this is Tim Fisher from Ecotech. How's it going? Did you get a chance to check out that sales presentation that I sent over today? It's like, guys, if you guys were really that big of a deal, you wouldn't be rocking middle coach seats on Spirit Airlines. Get over yourselves. Now, the cool thing that happened was the stewardess was giving her spiel. You know, if we have a water landing by chance, there's a flotation device under your seat. And as she says this, I gazed up at her, and she had the largest fake breasts I've ever seen in my life. So I turned to the guy next to me. I said, if we go down to the water, you can have this bullshit-ass set of water weights. I'm going to latch onto those Hindenburgs because we ain't sinking. Now, the last thing about flying, if you guys ever want to play a fun trick on someone, you know, Metro Airport, you park at Quick Park, and you shuttle and whatever. Get your, I'm in C40, and you'll be going, back to your car when you get back from your trip. And they'll say, B22, and someone will shout from the back, yeah, it's the 98 Dodge Neon, and you just turn, how long have you been driving that shit box? Just so you can, get a reaction out of them. So, my name's Steve Canelli, thanks for coming out, guys.